Joseph has been a very diligent young man. I think this is even going to make him just stronger as a person and in his walk with God.
You ready?
It's hard, but it's good because I know he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, and I've raised him to do that. So I'm happy for him, but I sure do miss him.
Imagine finding out that the man bringing roses and Valentine's candy to your sister-in-law's house was out on bail for rape. Not a rumor, not a misunderstanding. Charged in 2020 with first-degree rape, out on bail, walking through the front door of the Duggar family home like a regular guest. That actually happened, and the question worth asking is not just how, but why does this keep happening inside one family's orbit? Everything discussed in this video comes from public court records, verified news reporting, and official legal documents. Where emails are referenced, those come from records that have been made publicly available through reporting on the Josh Duggar federal case. My name is not important. What matters is this story, and specifically the part that most people are glossing over. Because right now, the Duggar story has split into two tracks. There is Josh Duggar, convicted in December 2021 by a federal jury on 2 counts of receiving and possessing child sexual abuse material, currently serving a 12-year federal sentence. That case is closed. And then there is Joseph Duggar, Josh's younger brother, who was arrested more recently on charges that have shaken the family's public image all over again. 2 brothers, 2 cases. And at the center of both of them, the same pattern playing out in almost identical ways. Here's the thing about Jim Bob Duggar that the public record is now starting to make clear. There appear to be 2 versions of what he tells people. One version is for the outside world, friends, neighbors, supporters, where his sons are innocent, where the family is being persecuted, where faith will vindicate them. And then there is what he apparently says privately. According to reporting based on emails from the Josh Duggar Washington County Jail correspondence, Josh actually wrote to his father in April 2022, months after conviction, directly confronting him. The message, sent on April 29, 2022, laid out a clear grievance. Josh told his father that he had heard Jim Bob was telling Anna to move on, to accept what happened. That is a remarkable thing for a father to say privately, while simultaneously telling the outside world his son was framed. The timeline here is important to understand. Jim Bob was publicly supporting claims of innocence. He was helping manage finances, with assets from Josh and Anna being sold to cover legal fees that reportedly had to be paid back to Jim Bob himself. And yet, privately, the message to Anna appears to have been, "This is over. Accept it." Josh pushed back hard in that letter. He told his father to stay out of his wife's mindset. He told him his actions had played a major role in all of this. He asked him to be humble. And then he signed it with love. What makes this particularly striking is that the same dynamic, public denial, private resignation, appears to be repeating itself now with Joseph's situation. Sources indicate that Jim Bob is again telling people privately that Joseph needs to accept consequences and move forward. And again, publicly, the innocence narrative is being maintained for the benefit of supporters. This is a documented pattern now, not speculation, a documented, recurring pattern within this family's crisis management approach. And here is where things get complicated, because the pattern goes beyond messaging. During Josh Duggar's trial, the defense attempted to cast suspicion on a man named Caleb Williams. The theory was presented that Williams could have been responsible for what was found on computers at Josh's used car lot. A federal jury rejected that argument entirely. Josh was the only person present. He was texting from the location while the activity occurred on his devices. But here's what the public record also shows. Caleb Williams had his own serious legal history, charges in Illinois related to conduct with a minor. And according to available information, Jim Bob Duggar made the decision to bring Williams into the family home. Josh later emailed his father expressing frustration about that choice, noting that Anna had objected. Now here is the part that most people overlooked entirely. While the Duggar family was publicly issuing statements about standing with victims of abuse, at the exact same time, a man named Anthony Fine was a regular presence in their lives. Fine had been charged in 2020 with first-degree rape. He was out on bail, and according to jail correspondence reviewed in reporting, he was doing favors for Josh, picking up roses, delivering candy to Anna, attending a New Year's Eve party at the Duggar family home. He was meeting siblings. He was emailing Josh about his children by name. He was eventually sentenced in 2023 to 15 years in prison after taking a plea deal. It was his second offense. His first charge dated back to 2004. If you're sitting with that, good. You should be. Here is why all of this connects directly to what is happening right now. Joseph Duggar's arrest has triggered something that people close to this story are describing as systematic retaliation against the family that reported him. The Caldwell family, whose cooperation led to the charges, has reportedly had utilities cut off at their property, faced eviction pressure, and has been living under what they describe as ongoing harassment. The utilities, according to reporting, were shut off on March 20th, the same day Kendra Duggar was being arrested. They have raised over $33,000 through a public fundraiser as they prepare to relocate for their own safety. And here is the thread that connects all of this. The Duggar family has, over many years, built a network that includes people with serious criminal histories. Some wrote letters of support to judges. Some received property. Some had their children's tuition paid. The reciprocity flows in every direction. And when it stops flowing, other things start. Drones over houses, cut utilities, evictions. Public denial while private pressure mounts. Kendra Duggar has reportedly cut off contact with her own family, the same family that came forward at personal risk to report what they believed was happening. She is not returning calls. She has blocked family members. This is what happens when a closed system protects itself. The Caldwells said it simply in their public statement. They chose to stand for the protection of the vulnerable, and because of that stand, they lost their housing, their employment stability, and their sense of safety. The larger question, the one that will take time to answer, is whether the legal system, which already found one Duggar guilty beyond reasonable doubt, is watching the same pattern emerge in real time around another. What I know is this. When a family's inner circle consistently includes men with serious criminal records, when letters of support come from people who received gifts shortly after writing them, when utilities get cut on the exact day a daughter-in-law is arrested, that is not coincidence. That is a system. And systems like this one tend to keep running until someone makes them stop.